Most people see an old car and their mind immediately races to all the negatives. They imagine breakdowns on the side of the road, oil leaks staining the driveway, or expensive repair bills that drain the wallet. But what if I told you that this picture is only half the truth, and the other half is something most people never consider? The truth is, an old car can hold more freedom, more security, and more value than most shiny new cars ever will. Think about it. The moment someone buys a brand new car, it starts losing value. Drive it out of the dealership, and it instantly drops by thousands of dollars. That smell of new leather and the glossy paint come at a price that keeps punishing you for years through loans, insurance, and interest. On the other hand, an old car, sitting quietly in the driveway, has already lived through that phase. It has faced its biggest depreciation. It has nothing to lose, and everything to give back. Now let me share with you something very few people talk about. Owning an old car isn't just about saving money. It's about regaining control. Imagine a life where you don't worry about every little scratch or dent. You don't park at the farthest corner of the lot, scared someone might ding your precious paint job. Instead, you hop in, turn the key, and go wherever you want, without anxiety about the car losing value or your loan balance growing larger than your paycheck. But there's another side to this freedom, one that goes deeper than just money. Old cars carry stories. They've been through years of journeys, moments, and roads that a new car hasn't even dreamed of yet. Every squeak of the door, every faded mark on the dashboard, tells a story of resilience. Driving an old car is like reading a book with pages already filled where you get to write the next chapter. And that is something money can't buy. Still, people are scared. They say, what if it breaks down? What if it costs me more in repairs than it's worth? Let me ask you this. Would you rather pay a few $100s here and there for maintenance, or be locked into years of payments adding up to tens of thousands? The difference isn't just in the numbers, it's in the mindset. An old car doesn't demand your soul, it only asks for care. And in return, it gives you freedom most people don't realize they're missing. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine two people. One drives a brand new SUV with monthly payments bigger than some people's rent. He works overtime just to keep up with the costs. He drives carefully, always worried about resale value, terrified of scratches, and constantly checking his insurance policy. The other drives a 10-year-old sedan paid off years ago. He works normal hours, keeps his weekends free, and when he drives, he enjoys the road without fear of what might happen to the car's value. Who do you think is living with more freedom? Here's the truth no one tells you. Old cars aren't a burden, they're a secret weapon. They teach you patience. They teach you gratitude. And they remind you that not everything valuable has to shine. Sometimes, the real treasure is hidden in plain sight, under chipped paint and a slightly noisy exhaust. Because inside that car is something new models can't offer: peace of mind. And in today's world, peace of mind is priceless. But this is just the beginning. Because the real story of old cars isn't only about saving money or escaping loans. It goes much deeper into how an old car can actually transform your life, your mindset, and even the way you see success. In the next part, I'll show you a side of old cars that will completely change the way you look at them forever. People often say, old cars are unreliable. But here's the truth most people never hear. Reliability isn't just about the age of the car. It's about how you treat it, how you understand it, and how well you respect its needs. Think about a human body. Someone who eats healthy, exercises, and avoids stress at 60 years old can easily outshine a careless 20-year-old. The same rule applies to cars. An old car, maintained properly, can last longer and serve better than many brand new models packed with fragile technology. Every time you take care of it, change its oil, listen to the small noises before they grow bigger, you are adding years of loyal service to your life. The irony? Many new cars, overloaded with sensors and screens, actually fail sooner and cost more to fix. When one chip dies, the whole system collapses. But the old machines? They were built to last. Simple. strong, honest. Now let me take you into the financial truth that rarely gets spoken. When you drive an old car, you are free from the chains of monthly payments. You're not tied down by loans that quietly eat away at your freedom. That extra money in your pocket, whether it's $200, $400, or even $800 a month, changes everything. Over 1 year, it's thousands saved. Over 5 years, it's the difference between being in debt and being financially independent. But here's where the hidden value becomes even bigger: confidence. Yes, confidence. Because every time you sit behind the wheel of an old car, you are training your mind to separate value from appearance. Society screams that success is measured by how shiny your car looks or how new it is. But driving an old car with pride teaches you to live above that noise. It builds character. You stop comparing yourself to your neighbor with the new lease, and you start building a life on your own terms. And this is where the magic begins. You begin to notice how light you feel when you aren't worried about car payments. You start enjoying trips more because your happiness isn't chained to a monthly bill. You find yourself laughing when someone says, "Why don't you just buy a new one?" Because deep down you know a secret they don't. You're not trapped. You're free. Let me give you an example. There was a man who bought a used pickup, 10 years old, scratched, and worn out. Everyone told him it was a mistake. But he didn't care. He fixed what needed fixing and kept it clean. That truck carried him to work every day for years without complaint. When he finally sold it, he realized he had spent less on ownership in 10 years than his friend had spent in just 2 years of leasing a SUV. His friend was still paying. He was free. That's the truth no one tells you. Old cars also have another hidden value. They connect you with real life. When something goes wrong, you learn. You become resourceful. You ask questions, you watch tutorials, you pick up basic repair skills. Slowly, you become the kind of person who can handle problems instead of running from them. And that kind of mindset doesn't just help with cars. It helps in every corner of life. Here's what most people don't see. An old car is not just a machine. It's a teacher. It teaches you patience when it takes 2 tries to start on a cold morning. It teaches you gratitude when it gets you home safely, even though it's been running for decades. It teaches you humility, because you know value doesn't always shine. And it teaches you strength, because you learn to care for something that others might have thrown away. So yes, an old car may not win a beauty contest. It may not impress strangers on the street. But it has a power far greater. The power to give you a life that is lighter, freer, and wiser. A life where your money is working for you, not for the bank. A life where you measure success by peace of mind, not monthly payments.